Oh, yo, what is good, my quick crypto family and my coin factory family? Back once more with another daily live stream. And in today's stream, I wanted to touch on something that I feel like a lot of people are probably taking for granted to an extent. Now, I'm not, the title of this stream is Kaspa Will Blow Your Mind This Cycle. What I mean by this is a lot of people, because of Kaspa's lackluster price action over the last year, now struggle to believe that Kaspa could even surpass $1 in this cycle. And while anything's possible, of course, me personally, my zones, my prediction, my price targets have not changed, and if anything, Kaspa could very well shock many of us, even myself, in this cycle. I'm not saying $10 Kaspa is going to happen in this cycle. I still think that's quite excessive, a bit of a unicorn number, but potentially much higher than we think, maybe $7. I know that's asking for quite a lot. That put Kaspa at roughly a $175 billion market cap, which is excessive, but I don't think it's completely out of the realm of possibility. This stream today, we have some important updates. We have confirmation, which you saw yesterday from Valor, that Kaspa ETP, so the European ETFs, are now officially live, which is huge news. We'll get into that in a moment. And then we got kind of a slightly more structured stream, where we're going to be talking about KII and why they're going to send Kaspa to the moon, and also Marathon. Ultimately, we're starting to see the level of institutional adoption where a lot of these other crypto projects right now, the likes of, every single one in this space basically, they have VC or institutional backing. Kaspa does not have that, but it is coming very quickly, and this cycle right now is being run by institutions. It will happen late, but with them coming in, Kaspa probably will see a very significant and drastic price rise. At least I think it's a possibility. We can see a drastic price rise very quickly for Kaspa, setting its price much higher. Ultimately, right now, Kaspa's up 0.08% on daily time frame, so not much at all, valued at 15.69 cents. Now, keep in mind that we are only 3 days away now, depending on where you're at, I know at the time zones, but 2 to 3 days away now from the FOMC meeting, which the likelihood right now is there going to be more rate cuts, most likely 25 basis point rate cut, meaning we'll see another potential leg up for Bitcoin and therefore for crypto as well following in suit. We'll get into that, of course, more so in a moment, but with what is to come, we're hopefully going to see quite a drastic rise for Kaspa and crypto very soon, especially going into 2025 being a massive year for Kaspa. Gazzy, what's up, my man? Welcome back to the stream. You're talking too slow now. Hey. Maybe it's just a day, maybe I'm feeling like I want to talk a little bit slower and pronouncing my words a little bit more, but hey, as the stream goes on, I guarantee you I'll start speaking like Rap God again, like Eminem. Thoughts on Gary Network, buddy? I have seen Gary Network already. I've been directed, or at least informed about Gary Network in the past beforehand. I gave it a very brief look over. It's got Kraken Exchange, which is good. Again, no Tether, or no stablecoin pair, but still it's got it's got Kraken, which is good, KuCoin, so it's got some decent exchanges, including the likes of Crypto.com, which is very big. Volume is down right now. It's all time. That doesn't give me much confidence, truth be told. It's a similar thing to when I looked at Velo, both of which people are seemingly very bullish about, and if it does very well, then more power to you. I hope it does go well. But you look at Velo as well, similar sort of chart, launching also both at relatively about a year difference, but similar times either way. But ultimately now for Gary Network, if it does well, fantastic. I would be a bit hesitant in going in. If I was to go in, it'd be a very small bag. I don't plan on going in, truth be told, because I already have my bags, and at this stage in the cycle, I kind of just want to keep filling up my token picks, the ones I'm already holding. Gary Network, if you can see right now, is the largest Web3 streaming platform. So ultimately, I think this will become a lot more popular, potentially. If it does really well, I think this will probably coincide with gaming, because typically for streaming, tend to coincide with gaming quite a lot. So if you see gaming take off, it might also take off Gary Network. But of course, time will tell. Either way, if you like it, then again, it's very on the surface knowledge from what I'm looking at the chart. I don't know much about Gary Network. Maybe it's good, but I can't say for sure right now. Good evening, Kappa 4. Welcome back to stream, my man. Oasis Network thoughts. I'll look at that real quick before I get into the video or the basis of the stream. Oasis. Okay, just here. Rose. Currently at 11 cents. Just short of 8 million market cap. 57 million volume. Total supply compared to circulating supply, that's not too bad at all. It's currently launched in the last cycle and peaked at around 57 cents. Currently at 11 cents right now. It's got Binance, so it's got a lot of big listings, which is very, very good to see. What is Oasis about? Oasis is a pioneering L1 blockchain. So another L1, the first confidential EVM that empowers Web3 and decentralized AI developers. Okay, so for me, based on my very limited look at this project right now, this is one that I believe, for what it's, what it's about, and also what the market looks like, should be one that hopefully returns to all-time highs at the very minimum. I'd like to believe. Currently at 11 cents, so it's not doing too badly. It's it's actually not a micro cap. It's quite a smallish project, but it will definitely rise. It's big enough to capture the market. So next year, likely 2025, is when the AI market is going to start taking off more so. You'll see projects like Tau and Desync and Render and like Pow AI or whatever it is. You'll see all of those start running a lot more. So Oasis might be one to catch the market as well. It's got the listings, got the adoption. Therefore, the supply's looking decent. I don't know what the allocation to the actual community actually is, but either way, it's looking. All in all, I'm more optimistic on this one than I was looking at Gary. Again, no disrespect to Gary, but again, it being also combining with AI is a big factor that will help in its standing, I believe. But of course, time will tell. He'll be back to 1.5 speed. Give it a few minutes. You know what I mean, Tony? I love speaking like Eminem. You know it. Think natural reach Pepe levels? That's a good question. It is really a tough one because Pepe is one of the first movers, or one of the bigger memes right now. If you look at the meme community right now, go on to CoinMarketCap and go to memes here. You can see right now the biggest memes is Doge, then Shiba Inu, then Pepe. So Pepe is one of the biggest memes, currently a $10 billion market cap. Nacho, I like to confidently say, not to FUD Nacho, but there's no way, and I believe that wholeheartedly, there's no way that Nacho surpasses Pepe in the cycle. I know you're not saying the cycle, I know you're saying in general. Could it do in the future? I think that does wholeheartedly depend on the adoption of Kaspa going forward. If Kaspa becomes a top 2, top 3 project, which it very well could do in the future, then maybe Natural follow along with it being, the number one KRC20 token right now on the platform. Not by a large margin in terms of market cap, but in terms of adoption right now, it is by far the largest. Next close to that being the likes of Gold and also KDAO, but also Kaspa Ghost as well. But again, time will tell. I'm not in the mindset right now that I'm not thinking, will Nacho reach Pepe sort of thing. I'm just thinking, okay, how high can Kaspa go? And as a result, therefore, how high will how high will Nacho then follow in suit if it's meant to be following along Kaspa, taking up 5 to 10% of its total market cap, how the underlying memes tend to normally go. What's up, Toggle Delay, my man? And welcome back to the stream as well. So, first thing first, let's get into the ultimate the ultimate start of the stream, basically why Kaspa I believe will blow your minds this cycle. So shout out to Kaspa Frog, my man, once again, constantly giving me these little sneak peeks. I mean, I normally see this stuff on my timeline, but it just helps to have my man basically, he's like my researcher, honestly. I love him for that. But he just gives me a little bit of an @ on Twitter. Again, that's my @ right there, Quick Crypto. And he just basically helps me find this quite relevant but also relatively important information quite early on. So again, thank you very much, my man. But you can see here, according to the Kaspa report, the percentage of circulating Kaspa that hasn't moved in over a year has just reached new all-time highs of 26.77%, which is a very big deal because it indicates ongoing accumulation by the longer-term holders. People have been holding Kaspa for a long time, while there have been some sell-offs, of course, especially in this situation here in July sort of area as well, and even then more so recently when Kaspa went down to about 10 cents. The longer term holders have been accumulating more and more, reaching new all-time highs, meaning that the people who are selling the project are the ones who are coming in, making a quick buck and then flipping it out again. The ones who've been in from the beginning, for the most part, have been holding longer and longer, which is a very, very bullish sign. So as more of the existing Kaspa supply remains static, this will create upward pressure on the price in fiat terms. And this is also going to be helped further accelerate more so with the institutional adoption that is now starting to come to Kaspa. And once more, right now, believe it or not, we are in an institutionally run bull market. Whether you like to admit it or not, the plain, simple fact is, Bitcoin right now would not be anywhere near $103,000 if we didn't have institutional investment, if we had no ETFs. It would not happen. Best case for me, Bitcoin would probably be near all-time highs again, around 69, 70k, with no institutional backing. Because Wall Street, BlackRock, Fidelity, 21 Shares, they are the companies that sent Bitcoin from 16k down here in January of 2023 to 74k 3 months later. Oh, well, no, tell a lie. It was 16k down here. We had then FOMO about the potential for incoming ETFs, and then ETFs were launched early 2024. So it actually went from about, well, actually it happened here. So it went from about 38k, 40k to 74k. So this run up here was just the time of the cycle starting to come back in preparation for the bull run, and also, you know, the halving and everything else. But this was mainly as a result of institutions pumping it through ETFs. Bitcoin, for me, best case would probably be around, I guess, maybe highest 80k without ETFs. With ETFs being here with institutional backing, that is why Bitcoin is so high. That's why crypto's market cap right now is surpassing 3 trillion, 3.66 trillion right now, which is a massive, massive number. And there's a very high likelihood, in, dare I say, confirmation, inevitability, if you will, that we will see the likes of the crypto market cap go much, much higher in this cycle. Much, much higher. So I am, you know, still very, very bullish on crypto and where we're going to go from here. Point being is, retail, while it's coming back, is not back in full force yet. Kaspa is struggling in the top 50 and top 100 in terms of price movement because it hasn't got the institutional investment, because we have no ETS, we have no VC backing, and we haven't got a fully developed project just yet. But we do have partnerships with institutions, with the likes of Zodia, with the likes of Marathon, with the likes of the KII. And we're now starting to see some significant developments, especially now we've got ETPs. And we can see here. Well, actually, no, this is something else entirely. I meant to come back to that later on. But here, Kaspa Enthusiast put down here, am I finally reading Kaspa ETPs? The Kaspa ETP is already online. Another step towards a better establishment for Kaspa. Here we can see on the Swedish stock market, Vala Kaspa Kas SEK. So you could now get a hold of Kaspa through ETPs, through European ETFs, therefore. While not ETFs, of course, the American market is by far the largest. ETFs to be bullish, more bullish than ETPs. It's still access for ways to get hold of Kaspa, not through the crypto exchanges, which is deemed as, well, I will be honest, I think in the future they'll probably end up saying that crypto exchanges are sort of like the black market. I'll be honest, it's maybe a bit of FOMO, a bit of conspiracy, but the way I see it, there'll be some exchanges, probably like Coinbase, who will be acquired by the likes of BlackRock and then become established, but there'll be some that maybe aren't, and therefore they'll become sort of like under, you know, in the black market sort of exchanges, sort of way to get hold of crypto. But either way, point being is kind of, be that as it may, Kaspa right now has ETPs, which is very, very bullish all in all. And I had another post, another source, right here, yeah, Vala Kaspa SEK right here, the net asset value 1.77 SEK, launched as of December 13th, which was 2 days ago. So Kaspa now has ETPs about, which therefore means we typically will go through the exchanges, well, not the Binance, because Kaspa's not got Binance just yet, but we'll go through the likes of MEXC, go through Gate, go through Kraken, go through KuCoin, whatever your exchange of choice is, we'll buy Kaspa through that. The more, what's the word I'm looking for? The more paranoid, if you will, or more, you know, older generation investors, they won't go through crypto exchanges because they don't deem them trustworthy, which is their own choice. That's fair enough. So what they'll tend to do, as they do with the stock market, is they'll go through the big wealth managers, go through ETFs, ETPs. ETFs and ETPs is a way for institutions to get a hold of the asset, but also for a way of other retail investors to get a hold of it as well. So ETPs inherently will bring more retail adoption and institutional adoption into Kaspa as well. This is the first of many. People ask me in the past, do I think Kaspa will get more ETFs and ETPs? Yes. Grayscale considers it. You've got Zodia now, who's partnered with Kaspa, and they have partnerships like 21 Shares, who are the biggest issuers of ETPs in the world. You've got Marathon, who now mine Kaspa alongside Bitcoin, and their shareholders, the likes of Bitcoin, BlackRock, and Jane Street, and Vanguard as well. So I'm sure you'll see Kaspa ETFs more and more come out as we get regulatory clarity, which will bring more adoption and cause more institutional money to flood into Kaspa. Keep in mind once more, with regulatory frameworks, a lot of institutions, which I mentioned in my stream yesterday, they are still waiting for this level of this flip the switch moment of regulatory clarity. The likes of Morgan Stanley, Merrill Lynch, UBS, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and many, many more massive institutions who, honestly, as mentioned again, I retweeted this once more, I believe. If I didn't, then, okay, well, a bit of a... Either way, there was a post I showcased from the Bitwise, right here, apologies, Hunter Horsley here, the Bitwise CEO, who stated that he was at a small private event with CEOs of asset managers who collectively manage $49 trillion. That is a lot of money, and most of them, if not all of them, again, it doesn't really go into too much detail, but point being is a lot of them aren't in crypto just yet, but they're waiting for it. They're waiting for institutions, they're waiting for ETFs, they're waiting for regulatory clarity, they're waiting for a new SEC chairman, which again, Paul Atkins is coming in on the day that Gary Gensler leaves, and also Paul Atkins is a part of Securitize who partner with Zodia, therefore there's a connection to Paul Atkins, the new SEC chairman, and Kaspa as well. While quite a loose connection, still a connection on the left, which is very, very bullish. We're going to see a lot more money coming very, very soon in Kaspa. We'll have, again, the first of many ETPs and ETFs coming to Kaspa. I'm very confident of that in the cycle because of what Kaspa provides in the sector, what it is as a project. More coming to Kaspa. This here is a video, 1 minute and 29 seconds long, that I'm going to be playing in a moment, which is one of the best arguments, and a crucial argument, in fact, by Shai, of course, against proof of stakes. He's basically talking about how the fact that proof of stakes can maintain control for basically free by just holding a certain percentage of coins, but in proof of work, you have to stay competitive in mining to maintain control. So basically, proof of work is easy to stay decentralized, and you consistently keep improving to make it better and better. And there are currently only two outstanding proof of works that are worth talking about, which is Bitcoin and then Kaspa. Listen very closely to this thing from Shai here, because it's very, very insightful, and again, for me, reignites my belief and conviction in why Kaspa is going to go much higher in this cycle and cycles to come.
In crypto to begin with. So they give an indefinite advantage. If in proof of stake someone has like this cut of the coin, that gives them this disproportionate control over the network, they can retain it indefinitely, virtually for free. Where in proof of work, if you have 90% of the voting power, you'd have to pay so much money in electricity, in operation costs, in buying and procuring new hardware just to keep your advantage. It's not taken for granted. It's much worse actually, because there is a rich get richer dynamic, because people who stake get money for staking, and the richer you are, the more money you have to stake, the greater fraction you have at each round. You just become more and more rich. And at the top of all, if you want to participate in the network and you want to be a validator, then in most, or if not all high-performance proof of stake, you would need very expensive machines. So it's not a game for everybody. It becomes back an enterprise game that benefits the rich over the poor. And I mean, it has its own benefits, but it seems to have strayed away from what we were seeking out to do, or at least some of the people.
So, ultimately put in a very black and white and short-term sense, TLDR, is proof of stake is a way for the rich to get richer. That's why proof of stake projects, most of them, if not all of them, have VC backing. So therefore, they have a higher chance, if they choose to completely rug the project. Think of Sui, for example. Again, I hold Sui, and it's making me a lot of money this cycle, so I'm very happy with Sui, but Sui is a VC-backed proof of stake. They have a very small amount of their tokens in allocation to the public. Most of it is to their shareholders, to their community, to their VCs. So therefore, there's a higher chance that Sui may be a problem or be rugged or something in the future. Either way, the institutions, the VCs who are behind Sui, they're the ones who are making the most profit off it. Yes, we can make profit off it, but it's a lot harder for us to do. So whereas proof of work, everyone can get involved because you have to actively compete to be better. Proof of stake, if you're in early, you're there, you're fine. And funnily enough as well, when Shai did his talk, he's doing this talk in front of the KII, of the people who attended, which is therefore a lot of these institutions, the likes of Shell, the likes of, well, I'm assuming the likes of Shell. I'm talking about their partners here. I don't know if Shell's actually in attendance, but the likes of Shell, DHL, Hyundai, those are the three that are the most well-known that I know of, that are part of the partners of the DII, therefore the KII. But there's going to be many, many more well-known and massive institutions from the mechanical industry, the maintenance side, from the banking side, finance side, from the energy side. Again, Kaspa's going to be revolutionary in all of finance. That's the whole premise of what they're trying to build right now. We can see it from the KII. You know, this is obviously talking about Project Warp Core. I'm going to come back to this. I spoke about this again in my stream about 2 or 3 days ago, or maybe even yesterday. Wolfie puts it here. This is great. Warp Core sounded quite promising in Dublin this fall. I now see the inclusion of ISO 20022 and ISO 24165. Looks like some good progress is underway. There's a small team working on it, but ultimately this is a very crucial part because these messaging standards, ISO messaging standard, is an integral and crucial part towards this new financial system being built right now. SWIFT is currently what banks operate on, and it's outdated, it's slow, and it has faults. The new messaging system, the new banking system, the new financial system will have blockchain backing it with ISO standards. Right now, it seems like XRP is the leader in this regulatory finance sector, but who knows if they'll stay that way? Because once more, Kaspa has what they can't have, which is true decentralization. The benefit of being a proof of work over being a proof of stake. Because Kaspa proof of work, whereas XRP is a internet protocol, but it's in a sense it's proof of stake. You can stake it. You know, they have pre-allocation to their developers, to their team, to their employees. So again, they profit the most from this. While you can still make profit, again, I've made 5x in XRP because I hold it at 50 cents and now it's at $2.40, and I'll probably make a lot more this cycle through XRP as well. You know, inherently, it's the people who run, it's Ripple who make the most profit out of it, and the banks who, again, have a lot of tokens probably in allocation, I like to believe. XRP will get ETFs as well, I'm sure, very soon this cycle as well. One thing I want to quickly touch on as well, whilst, again, talking about the potential peak for Kaspa in this cycle and cycles to come, is, again, shout out to, once more, those who are in my free Discord server. Because, again, I have a Discord server right now, which you can join. And where I sometimes am not able to, you know, because as much as I like to be able to do quite a lot of information and research, there's only so much I can do. I'm one man after all, right? So there are people in the community who are equally trying to learn themselves, and they pointed me towards a video, or a stream at least, by a certain individual. I'm gonna, you know, I didn't preload this, I apologize. I'm not gonna load the video up, but it's a video put out by someone called High Altitude Investing. And in the video, he basically was doing a comparison to Kaspa and certain companies in the energy sector. One he mentioned was Exxon, which we can see here. We look at Exxon's chart, when my thing wants to reload. Exxon's chart here, from its all-time, oh, go away. Go to Exxon's chart here, go to the monthly, just so we can see. But the comparison he was making, which to an extent I agree, is that Exxon's chart from its all-time looks relatively similar to what Kaspa's is right now. Which there's an argument to be made there. So you zoom out on Kaspa and look at that and compare it to this. They look relatively similar, despite you had a massive drop-off here, which happened in 2020, so COVID time. This was COVID's drop here. Ignoring the COVID anomaly, because that was a you know, a crisis, same way the 08 financial crash. COVID also was a massive situation as well, and that caused a lot of problem with energy again, in particular because again, everyone had to stay indoors. This was COVID again. Look at it. This chart as it is now, comparing that to Kaspa, it looks very, very similar. So therefore, the hypothesis to be made is we're going to start seeing another leg up very, very soon. Kaspa is going to be an integral part of the energy sector. An integral part. The KII, Roy O'Neill of the KII has confirmed that their goal is to make Kaspa, they're to be market makers to get Kaspa integrated into multiple sectors in the real world, from energy to real estate to commodities to financial institutions to cross-border payments. Kaspa is going to be an integral part when the technology comes through. Warp Core's being one element of it, and there's much, much more. We had this interview that took place at the Australian Summit from Jonathan Sopolinski, Kaspa's founder, talking about the future of Kaspa, the fact that we could potentially see by 2030 100 bob per second on Kaspa. While not necessary, because his mentor Aviv Zohar said only 10 is needed, really, it would still be a massive boon and would make Kaspa, with no doubt in my mind, the most dominant, fastest, most scalable and seamless project in this space, while still remaining decentralized, which is a crucial factor that many don't take into account still. The reason the KII approached Kaspa, the reason is because they wanted to be able, in fact, I got it saved in my notes, because they wanted to be able to, they had a number of very interesting projects that required a DLT, distributed ledger technology solution, to be used at scale. So what they need is decentralization, which the only one that's truly decentralized is Bitcoin, but Bitcoin's not scalable. But they need decentralization to have some censorship resistance so they can protect themselves against the governments who might want to take a little bit of overreach, and also hackers. Being decentralized does give you another layer of protection against bad hackers and bad actors, hackers, people who take advantage, who want to try and break into the system. Yes, there will be people who hack into the system, but it will be inherently much more safe. And another part of that will be the hash rate, which we can see right now. The hash rate, after having its little hiccup 2 or 3 days ago, has come back, is going back stronger than ever before again, and now sitting comfortably at 1.42 EH. This is a crucial element for proof of works. And Shai mentioned not too long ago that they're going to be working towards developments to make sure their quantum resistance, which is another big feat. It's very hard to do, but we're seeing quantum computing becoming more and more relevant as well. That may pose a problem to many crypto projects, Kaspa included. He confirmed that Kaspa right now is not quantum resistant. Hash rate, higher hash rate is a good level of protection for them, but they need to find a way to actually combat quantum computing. And they're looking into it right now as well, alongside everything else, 10 BPS, smart contracts, Dagnite. Everything else are doing so as well. The KII being a market maker for Kaspa right now. They approached Abu Dhabi recently, showcasing one of their projects, the Gigawatt stablecoin, to the energy industry colleagues, and it was well received. They have the KII Academy right now that's currently up and live, which is very, very big once more. This here is a list of the projects they've actually showcased, because I believe strongly that there's some projects not actually mentioned. They'll probably have some that keep them close to their chest right now. Some that are under NDAs, non-disclosures. Here we can see, I must tell you, we are working on most of these projects from 2015, so almost a decade. Some longer, so yes, some of them even a decade long. They've been working on these projects. All they're waiting for is Kaspa to come in and solve the issues of implementation, because they are decentralized. So, in short term, many, if not all of these projects here, are ready to be launched with smart contracts, ZK opcodes, which are coming in summer of 2025. We are seeing ETS, ETP starting to be rolled out for Kaspa. You'll see more coming very, very soon, with this cycle inherently being very, very driven by institutional adoption, while the top is still unclear, whether it be Q1, Q2, Q3, wherever it may be. We don't know when the top of crypto is going to be. But what I do believe is that this cycle right now is being run by institutions. They want to make money however any means necessary. A lot of them know of Kaspa. That is not speculation, that is fact. That's why you've got Marathon running Kaspa. That's why you've got Zodia partner with Kaspa. That's why you've got Grayscale considering Kaspa. That's why you've got ETPs for Kaspa. They know of Kaspa. It's quite obvious that the institutions know of Kaspa. So, with smart contracts, with the likes of the KII, therefore able to build a lot of these projects onto the platform with smart contracts, and also 10 BPS being extremely quick, one of the fastest, if not the fastest, in this space as well, you may very well see a flood of institutions start to also build on top of it and start investing and flow money through the Kaspa platform. So what you may see, and I believe it's very possible, again, not confirmation, not financial advice, do your own research, but I think it's very, very possible you'll see Kaspa, let's just say, hypothetically, we see the top for crypto being in Q1. Maybe a double top, who knows, but it's the top for crypto being Q1 2025. Smart contracts come out 3 months after that, so it's a little late. Everything's starting to come down a little bit, consolidated start coming down a little bit. When smart contracts come out, I think it's a very decent chance, as Kaspa proven in the past, to have its own sort of cycle and do its own thing. Kaspa may have a chance of making its own miniature rally. I'm not financial advice to your own research, because there's also a chance it won't. It might just stem the bleeding, and I don't want to therefore say, don't take out Kaspa's going to pump. Right? End of the day, whether you buy Kaspa or not, I do not care. I really don't. Respectfully, of course, I don't care. I just believe in Kaspa for where it's going to go in the future, and smart contracts and 10 PPS and the KII are going to be an integral part of sending its price much, much higher, for my belief, this cycle, and also definitely in the future to follow. This cycle has been run by institutions. As proven, many institutions are waiting to get involved right now. $49 trillion worth. And they will be coming through very, very soon. Kaspa will be late, but I think Kaspa will be here in time to still soak up enough liquidity from these institutions. People who are in Bitcoin, predominantly, they have started diversifying, some of them, into Kaspa as well, because it's a proof of work. And also the likes of Fred Thiel, for example, who is the CEO of Marathon Digital Holdings, who was only Bitcoin when now they've diversified to Kaspa. He took an interview with Forbes about 2-3 months ago now, in October, where he highlighted in this interview that they're continuing to mine Kaspa, and they've grown our capacity a handful of times since they first announced it, which was in July of 2024. They've been mining Kaspa since September 2023. They announced it in July 2024, and they've been increasing the capacity of it a handful of times, and that's proven again in their quarterly report. I've showed it a few times in my last streams as well. Again, all information once more is available in my free Discord server. Go check it out once more. You go with the PDF here. Simply just do a Control F or Command F depending on what desktop you're on, and type in Kaspa, and you get the words for Kaspa. You can see here the holders of Bitcoin, the holders of Kaspa here. See how much they're holding of it. I'll go to number 3 here, and you can see in June 30th, 2024, they're holding 88.9 million Kaspa, when it's at 19.2 cents. Now, September 2023 is the last quarter we saw of the report. They increased their 88.9 million to 107.8 million Kaspa they're holding. So they've been mining and increasing the allocation of Kaspa constantly. We don't know what the amount was previously because they didn't publicly announce it beforehand, so they haven't got to publicly announce how much they are holding. But either way, since they announced it, they've been holding and increasing more and more of their holdings of Kaspa. And once more, remember, this is a institution, a company, Marathon, who their whole goal is to make their shareholders money, to make them happy. Their shareholders are like the BlackRock, Jane Street, Vanguard, you name them. The Wall Street boys. And girls, I guess. Point being is they're going to make their shareholders happy. So what do their shareholders want? To make money. Bitcoin mining is not profitable, or was not profitable at least. So what do? They look at other projects. They heard about Kaspa for ages. I can't remember word for word what it was, but I remember it was mentioned in one of the Web3 Wolf AMAs that there was an individual who was a friend of Wolf Web3 who did the roundtable for Kaspas, like this one here, who they were shilling Kaspa to Marathon about look at Kaspa. Eventually they did. After about 3 or 4 months of research, they started mining Kaspa secretly, and then announced it again in September, and then announced it in July of 2024. But they know of Kaspa. They've been knowing about it for a very, very long time. They've been mining Kaspa for over a year. And also they're doing so in accordance to what their shareholders want. That's why Marathon, basically therefore Wall Street, is mining Kaspa, because they understand and see the vision of Kaspa, at least that's what I like to believe. And also what you got the likes of ETPs coming through, that's why you got the likes of ETFs being considered from Grayscale. And why you got the KII who's constantly actively shilling Kaspa to their institutional clients, industry colleagues. And they're very, very optimistic about Kaspa, where they're going to go in the future as well. KII have done amazing for Kaspa so far already, and they haven't even launched their projects yet. For example, they did open letter to Coinbase. Coinbase had been ignoring Kaspa for such a long time, frustrating as it is. They ignored Kaspa time and time again. And they made an open letter to Coinbase, basically just saying, fix your act and look at us. That's all they said. I mean, yeah, some people were a bit, what's the word I'm looking for? A bit iffy, if you will. Not a great terminology, I guess, but a bit iffy on the letter. I think it was a bit, under the table sort of, lower jab, so to speak. It was a bit, rude, if you will. But I think it was, done respectfully, at least to an extent. It was done, just highlighting their flaws, their mistakes, and saying, at least give us the common courtesy to look at us and reply to us. That resulted in Paul Grohl, the CLO, Chief Legal Officer of Coinbase, to say, hi guys, I'll put you in touch with our listing team. Now, we've heard nothing since then. We don't know when Coinbase is going to list Kaspa. I think it will happen this cycle. But either way, thanks to the KII and the support of Kaspa's community, shout out to all of us, Coinbase listened to us finally, and they're now apparently talking to Kaspa. That's the KII, at least because they replied to the KII seemingly. The KII, that's their influence, that's what they helped with Kaspa. They're getting Kaspa's name out there again to be a market maker for Kaspa. And they're also planning to increase their team time and time again. And they mentioned this again October, so a few months back now. They're going to adding 5 new members to their advisory board joining us. Now, they've not added it, to my knowledge, not added it to their website on their About Us. Maybe they added it in the future. Maybe they're just meant to be under the table. I don't know. Still got the same members here. I think 1 has left, because I'm pretty sure there was 9 here before, and now it's only 8. Again, I have to go through my old videos to see for sure. But either way, there are going to be more and more people coming to Kaspa. KII is going to help setting its value, its adoption, value and adoption. It's going to let its adoption go higher and higher with the projects that are going to be building on Kaspa. Again, you got Gigawatt stablecoin, you got Zero Emission Trading Exchange, the KII Academy, which is very, very big, Cash Union, KMIF, so mobility, so therefore car insurance, so to speak, or again, transportation insurance. You got the parametric insurance platform, Olive Chain, Asset Mint, and Warp Core. The three biggest for me personally is Gigawatt, Asset Mint, and Warp Core, because they allow capital to get integrated into the energy sector, the commodity sector, the real estate sector, also the cross-border payment sector. And that allow capital therefore to compete with other major projects who've been around for a lot longer, the likes of XRP. I'm not saying it'll flip XRP. It is not this cycle. It's way too early. Kaspa is very, very early, but the point being is you're seeing the developments of Kaspa start to come out more and more through KRI, through the developments they're doing for Kaspa, through ETPs, institutions now starting to recognize Kaspa, through, again, Marathon, mining more and more Kaspa, talking very bullishly about Bitcoin, but also they do acknowledge Kaspa very much so. Again, looking back at this thing here, Kaspa has some very strong price appreciation lately, so we have a hold on for dear life strategy around some of the Kaspa. And even Forbes here came to say it's hard to ascertain real discernible use for it beyond just people mining it and then selling it back and forth. You can say the same thing with Bitcoin, therefore. But Fred Thiel comes back and says Kaspa as a technology is very interesting. It's a web chain versus a blockchain, so blockdag. It's a web of blocks versus a linear line of blocks, and Kaspa has a very fast transaction speed. They do also mention Kaspa mining will not likely be profitable long term, which is true because Kaspa's emission schedule is a lot more aggressive than Bitcoin's. Therefore, by 2039, it'll be completely mined out. But again, you have KRC20. And KRC20, you can mine through that and make money through that. You've seen the relaunch of KRC20 that happened on the 15th of September, I believe it was. I'll go back and check. Kaspa, 15th September. I can tell from the chart because, I've been looking at this every single day. 15th September when we saw KRC20 relaunched and it was successful. 14th, 15th September. And then also had the KDAO that was launched here on the 23rd, 22nd of October. Those 2 days you saw the KRC20 transactions going parabolic and the miners made a hell of a lot of money from it. A hell of a lot of money from it. So you can see, whilst Fred Thiel saying it wouldn't be profitable long term, and he's right, they can also make money through KRC20 if they choose to as well. But either way, but as long as we can mine it profitably and there's a good liquid market for it, then we just view it as a great source of revenues. So once more, while they're not actively being bullish on Kaspa, and I think that's a strategic way of they're doing it. They don't want to say, oh yeah, Kaspa's the best thing ever. Because that would be bad. They're a Bitcoin mining company effectively. But they're not fudding Kaspa. They're tiptoeing around being extremely bullish on it and being fudding it. They're basically just saying, we think Kaspa's got potential. So that's why we're looking into it. That's why we're mining it. And for me, that's enough. Because again, Marathon, there's been multiple other proof of works. Ethereum, Dogecoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash. They've only looked at Bitcoin. And now they've looked at Kaspa. Why? The answer for me is pretty clear. Because they believe there's something in that forecast for what's going to be in the future. What do you think about XRP? I think XRP is an asset that is due to rise more in this cycle based on the regulatory clarity coming through, them winning their lawsuit after being suppressed for 4 or 5 years, based on their developments in the financial sector, cross-border payments, CBDCs, their institutional partnerships. Ripple as a company, the one that runs XRP, has been around longer than Bitcoin, that is fact. So I think XRP is due to rally much more in this cycle. What do you think about a long term? Tough to say, because ultimately it depends on the institutions and what they want to do with XRP. I think XRP has got more potential to run this rally. Me, conservatively speaking, I think XRP should probably reach $5. That's where I currently see XRP going. It could maybe go higher. Long term, I can't say for sure, because again, it's centralized. And I think there's a love-hate relationship with centralized authorities. And I think there's going to be an inherent use for both decentralization and centralized companies. For example, as I mentioned this in the past, Kaspa is incredible. We love Kaspa, of course. It's decentralized as well, hence why the KII is involved. But think about it this way. If Kaspa has an issue, a hack, if you will, while it's going to be hard to break and hack into Kaspa, some form of issue that causes Kaspa to crash and fall down and just go down the network, it's entirely possible. We don't know for sure. If that happens, and you've got the likes of Bank of America, Bank of England, all these other institutions who are running off Kaspa, and therefore their systems go down as well because Kaspa platform's gone down, who do they call? The developers, sure, yeah, but Kaspa decentralized, it's got no central authority behind it. Who do you call? You can't really call anyone. With XRP, If XRP's platform goes down, who do you call? You call Ripple. Ripple send out the developers and they fix it. Also, again, think about the central banks. They are, quote unquote banking cartel. They've been around for a long time. They control everything. So while I do believe there's going to be an inherent use and a very bullish case for Kaspa in the financial world, being decentralized and again, protection from bad actors more so and also from government oversight, you'll be seeing some cases, I'm sure, of some centralized authorities behind them, like potentially XRP or some future XRP, who will also become more inherently used in some other sectors because, again, they want to have that centralized authority behind it for, again, the potential case of who do we call for an issue. At least that's my thought process right now. I have enough knowledge of XRP to understand why I hold it and why I think it's going to go up higher in this cycle and probably cycles to come as well. Those who have been saying $10,000 XRP, I think that is just their FOMO farming and engagement farming. There's a lot of money to be made in the world, a lot of money that's meant to be tokenized as well. But the argument's being made that XRP will take up most of that. I can't say that for sure. I think it'll take up a decent majority of it. But inherently speaking, there are other projects that are better than it. I think Kaspa is better than it. I think Algorand arguably is better than it as well. Because, for example, XRP, their platform, is one of the biggest ones in this space, but it has gone down a few times in the past. Algorand's, to my knowledge, have never gone down, which is something that institutions will take account of, and they'll be very happy about it. That's why you've got BlackRock, who's openly kind of partnered with the likes of Hedera HBAR. Not XRP, then they may be part of XRP, but it's not open yet. Point being is the real world assets, the ones who are ISO 20022 and ISO compliant, XRP, Hedera HBAR, XLM, XDC, Quant, Algorand, those sort of tokens, they will be prevalent and grow more in adoption and therefore price in this cycle and cycle to follow because they are the best that's out there right now. Kaspa has Warp Core, which is going to be ISO compliant, allowing them therefore to get into the traditional finance space. So that'll also be very, very good for Kaspa, potentially allowing it to flip these other projects. In the future, again, decentralization could be a boon, but also could be a hindrance as well. You've got to be open-minded. I love Kaspa. I think it's going to do very, very well. I think Kaspa's due to rise high in this cycle. For me, again, minimum $2, I'm hoping. Not financial advice. I think the future's to come as well, based on the fact that it's a deflationary asset. It's going to be mined out fully by 2039, to my knowledge. Deflationary means, of course, as the supply keeps decreasing more and more and the demand keeps rising, it'll keep going up in value, similar to Bitcoin. Kaspa will continue to rise in due time as time goes on. It's had a rough year. People are now starting to FUD Kaspa like BitBoy. But, for me, if you've done your research into Kaspa, and again, why you should hold Kaspa, why I think Kaspa will blow your mind this cycle, you've got tier 1s coming through. That will come through in due time. They'll come through in due time. Again, KII getting Coinbase to now acknowledge Kaspa is a very, very big deal. Binance, they've been talking about Kaspa and actually, meeting with Kaspa more and more. It's quite telegraphed. OKX, they are part of the KEF. They are a venture of the KEF, the Kaspa team who made KRC20. So again, that's connections there as well. So tier 1s are coming to Kaspa. That's going to be a big price for us because again, that's retail. That's a big deal. But again, right now, this cycle is being heavily run by institutions, with there going to be a lot more coming through when you get regulatory frameworks from Donald Trump coming through in let's hope 2-3 months time, maybe earlier, hopefully, because he gets into office in about a month and a half, on the 20th, so actually no, about a month now, 5 weeks. How quickly those frameworks come through will be a very, very big deal, and you'll see more institutions starting to push money very quickly into crypto. You can see crypto market probably jump very quickly. There's a potential of it. Institutions right now run this cycle, and now you're seeing institutions starting to get into access to Kaspa through ETPs, through the eventual ETFs, through Marathon, through Zodia. That will come to Kaspa. That will be a big price rise, but that will not happen through the KIIs. But that will not happen at least until Kaspa's more developed, and you get the onboarding, the adoption, which will only come through with 10 BPS and also smart contracts, which is coming through late. So I think Kaspa's going to do well this cycle, but I think it might be a little bit late. That might therefore hinder and limit its potential rise. That's why I don't think $10 is actually possible. I think it's improbable. Possible, but it's improbable. But I think Kaspa has the potential to rise very high, based on the fact that a lot of these institutional access to Kaspa will come through when the cycle will still potentially be ongoing, and therefore it will rise higher. in this roundtable here, it's one of the first roundtables we heard about the KII, and it's one of the few that I've had the luxury of listening to very, very intently and making notes on it. And it's honestly, it's the one I go back to this probably once a week, and it really ups my conviction. Again, this information once more is on my free Discord server. Again, linking in the chat right now, also in the description, also on my YouTube homepage. This roundtable here, Roy O'Neill joined this roundtable here at the 39-minute and 30-second mark. I even put timestamps in my notes. And he mentioned a lot of major alpha back then that I thought was incredible, and why I believe that Kaspa is going to change the world. Why it's going to be so very bullish. Why when BitBoy was talking about Kaspa having no partnerships and had no inherent use case, I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about. Because you listen to this interview, you would disagree. Because ultimately, the KII, Roy O'Neill, confirmed that industries have been looking, or at least this industry, but industries for the most part, they've been looking at different blockchains in the past, trying to find a way to tap into blockchain to find a way to better their financial sectors, make it, more seamless, more faster. And for the KII, these industries part of the KII, so that's, Shell, Hyundai, those ones, they couldn't find a correct fit for their projects that require DLT solutions at scale. They're going to create their own decentralized asset. But instead of doing that, going through the hassle of doing that, they approached Kaspa, they approached Shy, and in a month and a half of approaching Shy, speaking to him about it, they got the KII formed. So whereas the project of KII got formed in just 90 days, the developments and projects behind it, again, have been in development since 2015, some of them, if not even longer. Roy O'Neill also confirmed this roundtable that the energy sector is one of the most valuable on the planet. For example, the emissions market, just one of many markets. By 2030, so 5 years' time, it's expected to be valued at $2 trillion a year. Therefore, the underlying assets, therefore potentially Kaspa or likely Kaspa, will be extremely valuable. It's a very, very big deal. The DRI, which is the KII therefore, they're focusing on zero emissions, green energy, and they have brought large industrial users inside the markets of energy and outside them as well. DRI, KII, they are invite only. They choose what institutions they want to join the project. They are very nitpicky. And KII is looking into industrial use cases for Kaspa, again, as highlighted in this stuff here, and also from them, talking about this olive chain stuff here, the future of crypto, all information once more on my Discord server. And they're acting as market enablers for Kaspa. That is their role for Kaspa right now. And the DRI, they know how to build incredible things. High-tech, shipping companies. They are experts when they want to bring the knowledge to help propel Kaspa. They also, which is another big thing regarding this this post here regarding Warp Core, they mentioned in this roundtable, which happened on the 14th of August, so that's 3-4 months ago from now, about 4 months now, yes, 4 months, they mentioned that they are in the process right now of creating a regulatory roundtable group, including experts from Europe, US, and the MENA region, to discuss how they can make sure they're compliant with regulations from day one with Kaspa and their Warp Core and their stablecoins. And remember, regulations are extremely important. Extremely important. It's very, very important to understand why regulations are so very important. They participated in an EU standards conference recently as well. Aren't the EU regulations just an authoritarian and a totalitarian? It looks like, ultimately, yes, talking about, government overreach into centralized spaces, taking away financial freedom. In many cases, yes, we agree, but not just in crypto, in other cases as well. Point being is, KII making sure that Kaspa remains compliant with regulations and are going to be relevant as soon as possible. Because regulations, if you're not compliant with regulations, you will struggle. That's why there's a whole conspiracy around Tether right now, because they're not compliant with MiCA, which is Europe, and their regulations. Roy O'Neill of the KII also confirmed in his roundtable at the 51-minute and 28-second mark, there'll be more interesting projects in the works, which you've already seen the likes of what they are, as highlighted once more in this post here, that can and cannot be disclosed. Some of them are under ND, but they would rival what Ripple and XRP are doing and Hedera HBAR are doing in the financial sector. Some of them being therefore the likes of Warp Core, Asset Mint, and Gigawatt. They're also making sure that they are taking active. They're actively making sure they can be protective of Kaspa and the projects that are building on top of it, so KII's launchpad cannot be rug pulled. Try not to tarnish Kaspa's image. They're trying to make sure they're really adhering to Kaspa's, almost godly status, if you will. And then probably the biggest part for me, and I've mentioned this a lot of time in my previous streams, but for me, it's a testament to what Kaspa's going to be building for me. The biggest part is Roy O'Neill of the KII. He mentioned in that roundtable that he has, connections in higher places, basically. And he spoke to a major FI financial institution that manages between $20 to $40 trillion of customer assets yearly. Remember, Bitwise CEO spoke to asset managers who manage collectively $49 trillion. So this Roy O'Neill spoke to a major FI, one FI, not a collective of them, one FI that manages up to $40 trillion a year, which is huge. And this current FI, again, not named for legal reasons, of course, but that FI manages 40 trillion a year and does 95% of settlements right now on the Ethereum chain, being right now the biggest and most seamless, although again it has its faults. And he mentioned to them, if you were to switch to Kaspa and that's current point right now as well, not even how it's going to be in the future, which is quite near future as well, in next 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, that on the gas fees alone they'd save tens of millions of dollars a year. He's already making sure as the the shiller of Kaspa to make sure that Kaspa's name is out there and the FIs know of Kaspa. Zodia's partner of Kaspa, Marathon Mine Kaspa. You got ETPs now coming for Kaspa. Wall Street know of Kaspa, institutions know of Kaspa, and this bull cycle right now is being driven by institutions confidently. Retail's coming back and they'll drive the price up definitely. And you'll see more retail than ever before in this cycle because Wall Street's talking about it. Right now, we make up 5% of the global population that's actually in crypto. 5%. At least that's the number I've been seeing online. I can't confirm that. I don't know everyone in the world, of course, but about 5%. Wall Street's driving the price up. Institutions driving the price up. We'll see more coming through regulatory frameworks, and that will also start flooding into Kaspa based on the fact that their technology is very, very unique, innovative, and you're seeing that start to, the fruits of their labour about to bear fruit. I've terminology completely butchered the terminology there, but they're about to, witness a surge in my belief once more. While its price right now is stagnant, has been for a year, I believe we are due for a leg up by the end of the year, hopefully reaching near all-time highs. Again, my personal belief, not financial advice, it may not. I believe Kaspa with FOMC meeting coming through in just 3-4 days time, potentially their formal rate cuts. We will see some drastic price rise over Kaspa and crypto. Kaspa always does well following rate cuts. After job data, after FOMC meeting. Now that was the FOMC meeting here. Yeah, job data report happened on this day here. So job data here, FOMC meeting here, caused significant price rises in price of Kaspa. This caused a 50% rise. This one here caused a 20% rise. So Kaspa does well following these meetings. So we can see another rise for Kaspa potentially as well. Another new leg up. Potentially reaching at least 19-20 cents. Maybe a new all-time high. Again, time will tell. Not financial advice. But what's going to come in the cycle? 10 BPS is going to be 3 months away now, give or take. You'll see probably more of these announcements coming out regarding ETPs and ETFs. You'll probably see Binance, which is the retail side of things, start to list Kaspa or announce more desire to get involved with Kaspa. They got a mining pool, they got exchange, they got a mining pool, they got a futures contract, they got an incentive now for people to mine Binance, mine Bitcoin and Kaspa on Binance mining pools. You've seen them attend the Kaspa booths at these Australian conventions. You've got the fact that you've got Kaspa, you've got the Binance Web3 wallet and Trust wallet on CoinMarketCap, which again is a Binance run website. So Binance will come through very soon. That'll cause more price action for Kaspa. But again, that's big for retail, of course. But what really matters in this cycle right now, while that will, again, it'll still cause a price for Kaspa, what really matters right now for crypto project is the level of institutional adoption coming to it. That's why XRP had a massive rally following the regulatory clarity it got after Gary Gensler's leaving or resigning, and therefore the lawsuit's believed to be over, which it probably is. So XRP rise from 50 cents up to peaking at $2.90 in a span of a month. Insane. That's why Bitcoin, with the speculation of ETS, rose from 16k to 48k, came back down. ETS was launched from 38k to 74k in the span of 3 months. Then had a whole correction cycle, and now when Trump got elected, it went from 68k to $104,000 in the span of 1 month. And we haven't seen again the level of institutional adoption coming to crypto and Bitcoin soon. We'll see more money flood through crypto, through Bitcoin, through Ethereum, through other ETF coins. Kaspa, I believe, will get one. You'll see other ones get one as well. I'm sure you'll see Sui get one, C, maybe not C. You'll see Sui get one. You'll see Tau get one. You'll see, again, if you look at the post, you got the likes of AAVE, you got Injective, you got FET, you've got many more that got, listings as well. Kaspa, of course, being one of them. I think that's Render as well. So once more, for me, institutional adoption is coming to Kaspa, and that is why the title is as it is. The title of the stream being Kaspa will blow your mind this cycle. Where the people Kaspa is, I can't say for sure. I'm one man, I do my research, I share my thoughts, and I hope that gives you some clarity or some guidance to where you can do your own research and devise your own trading strategies. Once more stuff I talk about in my Discord server. But for me, the comparison between Kaspa and Exxon is a interesting one, but also I am not against the idea. The charts look quite similar, truth be told, ignoring this crash for COVID. They look extremely similar right now, which is interesting to me, very interesting. And Kaspa is going to become an integral part of the energy sector, so while I think it's actually entirely possible, time will tell. But what we need to see is institutional adoption. And listings, of course. The biggest catalyst is listings. But because listings will bring retailing, what people don't understand as well is what I believe people fail to understand for the most part. Is retail don't care about 10 BPS and smart contracts. So that won't cause necessarily price rises, at least not significant enough to my belief. Again, I could be wrong. But what smart contracts and 10 BPS will bring is institutions and developers to build on top of Kaspa. That will bring institutional money flooding into the platform. That will bring institutional money flooding into Kaspa, setting its price demand higher, and that will then be like, that will therefore make retail realize, oh wow, that's actually a very, very big deal. Nobody, and even me, I don't understand to the fullest extent, but I can't, I'm not a developer, I can't say for sure why smart contracts on Kaspa is so groundbreaking. I understand it's groundbreaking, I can accept that much, but I don't know the ins and outs of why. I kind of do, but I don't. I don't develop Kaspa, I'm not a developer, but the institutions who are working alongside Kaspa, they'll understand why. They understand why it's so big. And they'll therefore be bullish on Kaspa, built on top of Kaspa, and that'll then bring my understanding of, oh, I don't have to understand the ins and outs. I just understand that smart contracts bring a lot of money to Kaspa. It'll bring these projects that KII have involved with Kaspa alive with smart contracts. Allowing the likes of Shell and Exxon and the other energy companies to actually get involved with the project. Making these projects that I let Kaspa be utilised in the stablecoin market, which is the biggest market right now for trading, finance and crypto space. Real estate, commodities, you name it. That's what's going to bring retail in more so as well. The level of institutional adoption. That's why XRP rose so heavily in value, because they understand with XRP, there's a crazy level of institutional adoption with XRP. ETS will bring that money flowing through to XRP, so retail understand with the lawsuit basically over, and therefore institutions about to get XRP about to get ETS and institutions about to flood into XRP, that'll bring the price much, much higher. That's why, again, this pump would have probably had some institutions behind it, but for the most part, no. Because again, there's no ETFs yet. There will be some institutional adoption, I'm sure, maybe some underside trading, again, that's speculative. But that would make, again, this is what retail knows and understands. They understand when the money pumps. Kaspa will get that in the cycle. ETS, ETPs, we've seen the start of it, now we'll see more coming through. BlackRock, I'm sure, are going to probably be bullish on Kaspa in due time, because again, Marathon, their shareholder, the biggest one by a country mile, is BlackRock, and they have to make sure they adhere to what the shareholders want. And seemingly the shareholders wanted Kaspa, hence why they're mining it. That's why Fed Thiel is not flooding Kaspa. He is remaining neutral, but also basically bullish on Kaspa. The only bearish thing he said about Kaspa is we can use Kaspa to buy more Bitcoin. Yet we've seen that they have not done that. Being including that allocation time and time again. Bitcoin right now, market cap's over 2 trillion. That's larger than MasterCard and Visa combined. That's a huge deal, and it's going to go higher. Bitcoin could easily reach 3 trillion this cycle. Japan right now is planning to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve. That's just one country of many that are, again, America's trying to do that. China seemingly trying to do that as well. Bitcoin becoming globally adopted. The global FOMO is here for Bitcoin, growing more and more. Regulatory frameworks will bring even more coming, especially to America. And that will bring more money coming to crypto, allowing it to trickle into the altcoins that will allow Kaspa to rise higher and higher. And when Kaspa gets its own ETS and its own more development, allowing more money to flow into Kaspa through retail and also institutions, that will bring Kaspa's price much higher as well. Again, that's why I still believe that $2, while is my conservative prediction, I think it's still very, very possible. It's only a 10x or 15x from here. a 2 billion market cap, a $2 Kaspa would put Kaspa right now at a $50 billion market cap. That is not asking for a lot. Cardano, when it had no smart contracts, in its cycle, rose from 3 billion around here, a similar time frame, 345 billion, rose to its all-time high of 94 billion. That's why people say Kaspa could reach 100 billion this cycle and reach $4, because it's better than Cardano. And I agree with that much, but again, the market was different back then. There weren't as many projects back then. So I'm not saying it's impossible, I'm just saying that's why people are saying that. And I think Kaspa could reach $4 if it gets the level of institutional adoption needed. We're going to see a very big cycle, the biggest cycle ever in history. I'm speaking fast again, I know rap got out here. But Kaspa could be due for a big rise. I think $50 billion market cap for Kaspa is not asking for a lot. I think it's very achievable, again, thanks to the KII and what they're planning to do with Kaspa. When you get more retail, you get more developments happening, with crypto and Bitcoin going higher. And I think it had the potential to flip Cardano, as it in its biggest cycle, to flip $100 billion market cap. I'm not saying that it will reach $10, being a $250 billion market cap. I think that's quite excessive. But who knows? 25 is going to get more bulls 100%. Institutions are the reason why we passed all-time highs pre-halving. Again, completely true. Go on in Buffalo Theory, my man. Welcome back to the stream. And yes, as you always, if you really stream, be doing these daily, leave a like. Share your friends, subscribe for more. All we need to break an all-time high. All we need is breaking an all-time high plus a balancing. Yeah, again, I agree. Breaking all-time high will cause, I believe at least, not financial. I think breaking all-time highs here will cause a chain reaction catalyst to see Kaspa start rising quite, maybe not significantly straight away. I think that will be a balance listing sort of pump. Breaking all-time highs will cause this sort of action, I'm sure. Because again, suppressed for a year, and we've seen again we're seeing, you know, more upward pressure. Again, the long-term holders building the accumulation time and time again. Shout out to you again, Kaspa, fuck my man. Bill Nye, SCI, and in the 2 days BNT. Sleep on those if you want, at least check them out. I mean, I'll look at them real quickly. I'm going to be wrapping up very, very shortly. I apologize if I missed any questions because I just went on a massive rant. But oh, they're Solana pump funds, right? Okay, so they're memes. I had a feeling they were, and I understand. I think why. At least my speculation as to why is because Elon Musk made a post. I mean, I think Elon Musk retweeted a picture or something like that. Or no, it wasn't Elon Musk. It was Binance. I mean, Elon Musk is tweeting stuff all the time. He actually tweeted out Luigi and Peanut and that sort of stuff as well. But Binance made a post recently where they are showcasing Isaac Newton, you know, a cartoon of him, and they are showcasing Apple, which right now is an Apple meme right now, which those who aren't aware, Apple meme, which is doing very, very well, and okay, it came out very, very recently, okay, but there's Apple meme that came out basically, and you know, therefore the speculation, therefore you might see Apple listed on Binance very, very soon, causing a bigger price rise, but also it had Isaac Newton, therefore people are saying, oh, maybe there's a science cycle coming through. That's what I like to believe, at least. But I mean, hey, Solana memes are very, very risky, bit degen-y, but hey, I'm making my money through that, quite a lot of that actually. I made quite a bit. I think at least 20x my profit since I started doing that about 2 months ago, and I've not been doing it, you know, head down. I plan to start doing it more head down if we're getting close to the bull cycle, or we're in it now but getting more bullish as well, which I'm going to be talking about that more in the due time and making more money from it, hopefully. Either way, for me, my holdings, my earnings, my winnings will more often than not cycle back into Kaspa. I bought my allocation of it because I do believe very much in this project and its longevity in this cycle and cycles to follow. With the Valid ETP now live, I wonder if Grayscale will firmware and launch their Kaspa ETF. Let us hope. I would love to believe that as well. I don't think they will just yet, because ultimately right now they still have time. They haven't got to do it just yet. I think we'll get a balance listing first before Grayscale. But I think it also depends, because again, these institutions, they know what they're talking about. They talk to each other, so it depends when we get regulatory frameworks in America, how soon Trump launches these regulatory stablecoin bills and stuff like that. If you get it very, very soon, you might see more ETFs come out very, very quickly, and therefore Kaspa being considered to being approved. But it does depend. What's up? Good to go to my man. Welcome back to the stream. Who is BitBoy and his contribution to crypto? BitBoy is one of the more well-renowned content creators for crypto as a whole. He is not renowned for good things. He's had a lot of negativity surrounding him, from rug pulls to scams to drug addiction to abuse. He's just a very well-known name. I think he did it right early on and then just kind of ruined his whole reputation. But because he's so well-known, despite what he does, he can still get attention. I don't know why people watch him. I don't respect him at all. He's probably the only person that I'll actively portray. Again, trying to remain semi-passive, but he's the only person I'll actively state live on stream that I just don't like him. Everyone else who has done shady things, I'll remain relatively neutral about it and be a bit like vague. But BitBoy, I think BitBoy, from what I've been in the space for a while. I've seen all the stuff with BitBoy. He's a problem. Fastest breakdown on him. BitBoy is just he's just a problem. He's done a lot of shady things, and he's because he's so big, he just gets attention. But his post he made, his whole video he made about Kaspa, I would listen to zero of it respectfully, and that's not because anything he said. I mean, again, the reason why I said it is purely for the fact that he has no idea about Kaspa in the same sense that we do. We know a lot more about Kaspa than he does because we actively research into Kaspa and look at it more and more. He knows nothing. This is what I like to believe myself. QC should be dev on the Kaspa team. No. I respect you, my man. I love you for saying that, but no. The best I could be is a researcher, and even then, like, my level of intellect behind the likes of Nicholas Sismel, who is their head of research and listings as well, I believe, for the Kaspa Media team, his level of intellect is, head and shoulders well above mine. What I'm good at doing is finding sources of information that they talk about this sort of stuff here and making connections to why it's a big deal. Also about KII, I can make a connection to all of that and why it's a big deal and why it's bullish for Kaspa, why Kaspa will blow your mind to cycle. But, I don't get paid by Kaspa. They don't pay anyone. I talk about Kaspa. I'm very optimistic about bullish on Kaspa. And I can look through sources and make a connection because I've been talking about Kaspa for over a year. At least not actively on stream and not through my YouTube channel, but I've been talking about Kaspa, to people for over a year. So I know enough about this project. I've looked at it for a long, long time. I've been holding it for quite some time as well. But I would love to have a conversation with them and understand more about it. I would never go miss about that. Like Sin City does. I wish I get to the stage of Sin City. He talks to the devs quite a few times. I've seen like Wolfie and even Shy, I think, on occasion. And I hope one day to be at that level. But for the most part, I enjoy doing what I do, which is just part FOMO, part, spreading a little bit of conviction about Kaspa, but also just looking into the project and understanding more about it. Because more I do this, more I again talk about Discord server, I understand more and more about Kaspa every day. What year is Kaspa mining finished? The belief that I understand is 2039, which is 15 years time, or 14 years time now. But again, then you can switch to KRC20 mining, which by that point you'll have Dagon, you'll have 10 BPS, you'll have smart contracts, so it'll be even more profitable probably. And I think the likes of Maltham also will switch to KRC20 as well by that point. In Kaspa for the long run, truly believe it could reach $50 or more by 2030. I mean, I think it will reach $50 in the future, if not higher than that. I can't say for a time frame exactly when. It depends on what developments come out and how influential the space transforms with institutional adoption and the KII and stuff like that being the main drivers of money. Because again, retail, we have only so much money. None of us make up $10 trillion asset under management like BlackRock do. So it depends on the level of institutional adoption that comes to Kaspa and crypto as a whole. People are saying Bitcoin will reach $1 million one day in the future. I think it will. Bitcoin will surpass $1 million at some point in the future. I think it's possible. I'm not saying it will happen, but I think it's possible. And if that happens, $1 trillion Bitcoin, you'll see Kaspa equally soar higher and higher in value as well. Right now Bitcoin's at 100k. That'll put Bitcoin at a $20 trillion market cap. That's a lot of money, but again, that's entirely possible. There's hundreds of trillions, if not even quadrillions of dollars in the world, and if it all becomes tokenized, you start tokenizing debt, which they plan to do as well, real estate, everything else, you can see this market transform much, much higher. If blockchain is meant to be used as an integral part of the new financial system, which is meant to be. When the price won't go up in Jan, February, we have a problem. I mean, if it doesn't move up, that would be a problem, but again, with there being rate cuts, with there being looming balance, with there being 10 BS coming very soon, with Donald Trump coming through very soon, I think we will start seeing price rises very, very soon. And if it doesn't move until January, February, the FUD will be very, very high for Kaspa. People will start dumping it, I'm sure. And I'll buy those dips because I believe that Kaspa, therefore, if it's suppressed till January, February, we'll see a explosive pump. Because based on what I've researched, from what my conviction in the project, and what we see for Kaspa, again, through the level of institutional adoption, through KII, and what they'll be actively building more and more of Kaspa, with what the KRC20 will be doing more and more of Kaspa as well. We'll see the price go higher and higher. The hash rate will rise higher and higher. The holders of Kaspa have been rising and will continue to rise higher and higher. You'll see tier ones by that point, I'm very, very sure as well. So for me, again, if you don't see a price move, that'll be very, bad, in a sense. People will be very fudding it, very bearish, but I won't lose my conviction. People will start probably laughing at me. I'm sure Zar will be back here and say, like, yeah, you're a clown. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I've diversified either way, so I'm making money either way. I'm not bothered by that. And then it just means when capital blows up, I'll be laughing again. I think patience over the next couple of months will be rewarded. Likely a balance testing before the end of February. That will be the catalyst for the next wave, in my opinion. I think balance will be a major catalyst, definitely. I think Kaspa has the potential, because again, we've seen all this sort of price move here without a major catalyst. Like, what was the major catalyst to cause these new all-time highs here? That was Bybit. And then these were just Kaspa moving up in the cycle. So Kaspa can still pump without a tier 1. Obviously, it's got Kraken now, so that's got a little bit extra adoption. Again, not major. Kraken doesn't really do a lot. That's the lowest I've seen for Kraken actually right now, under a mil. 25 trading volume. The volume actually right now is down quite drastically, which is not very good for Kaspa. And there's potential tier 1 listing adoption. So hopefully that changes very, very soon. I think the FOC meeting will change that very soon. Hopefully. Of course, time will tell. But Kaspa has the chance, therefore, based on the fact that it's done this already without any major announcements, could still rise up to new all-time highs, and then Binance will just cause the God candle, so to speak. But of course, again, time will tell, not financial advice, do your own research. But I do believe that Binance will be definitely a major catalyst. I agree, mass. January to the start of March are critical. I also agree as well. I don't believe Kaspa is zero. Changed my mind. I just spent an hour and 50 minutes ranting non-stop about why Kaspa cannot go to zero effectively, and why Kaspa will blow your minds. If that didn't change your mind, my man, then I don't know what to tell you. I mean, either way, whether you buy into Kaspa or not, it doesn't bother me. Again, don't buy based on what I say. Use what I say as a placeholder for you to do your own research and have conviction into Kaspa. For me, Kaspa is due for a rise. It's one of the worst performing in the top 100 right now. But again, it being where it's at right now and how well it's done already, it won't miss the cycle. It'll just be late. Maybe therefore lackluster in price action, but it won't miss it, in my belief. BitBoy knows he has a big enough following to make the price dip. He wanted, I mean, potentially, but at the same time, I don't think BitBoy. This price dip for Kaspa is not BitBoy. You know, it went back here when Da Vinci Jeremy was flooding Kaspa. That would be enough to cause the price to correct. Da Vinci Jeremy is probably bigger than BitBoy, I'd like to believe. I actually don't know. I think he is. I think BitBoy, I mean, I can check it real quick. BitBoy is got 94k, and Da Vinci has got. Okay, Da Vinci is much bigger. Yeah, so Da Vinci is much bigger than BitBoy. So yeah, Da Vinci has a big enough following to cause the price of Kaspa to correct, and especially when Kaspa was lower value around here, that's possible. With where Kaspa's at right now, at $4 billion market cap, while still not massive, it's I believe it's not. BitBoy himself can't cause Kaspa to correct. He can cause a meme to capitulate, definitely, but I don't think he can cause Kaspa to correct. Him fighting Kaspa for me is just engagement farming. He doesn't know enough about the project. Because his again, as I showed in my stream yesterday, the arguments he made against it was quite baseless and quite just kind of silly. In my belief, it was quite silly. I don't know where I retweeted it though. I thought I retweeted it, but maybe I didn't. I need to go and find out where I posted this stuff. And I've got it in my Discord server, so I'll go check it out there. And yes, he is also an addict. I watched the BitBoy clip again. If anyone, people close to him actually care about him and aren't just leeching off of him, I hope they have an intervention. He needs help with this. I mean, yeah, he does. He looks very unhealthy as well. He does need some help. Looking at Kaspa is dead. I mean, Kaspa does look dead. I agree. Kaspa does look very. Again, people are very frustrated with his lackluster price action for the last year. You know, I understand that much. That's why, again, I reiterate quite repeatedly: don't be emotional, be logical. The whole premise of, you know, yes, Kaspa's done very badly for the last year. It's been in this region for the last year. That is arguably similar to what you saw here. Again, forget the COVID part here, because that was, again, you know, that was a black swan, if you will. You know, again, arguments be made it look quite similar. So again, we could be seeing some sort of similar price move coming very, very soon. Of course, it's been around for a lot longer, since 1968. That's what everyone says, 2021. But yeah, I think Kaspa has been frustrating for the last year. But again, that just means that when the price breaks, it will be parabolic. At least you believe it will be. A few streams ago, a viewer stated that there's some type of evidence that Kaspa may be listed on Binance on 24th. Sorry, again, I'm a UK, so I thought 24th of December. Is that accurate? I have not seen that stream or that content pool, my man. If you can, please link that to me. If you are part of my Discord server, please link it to us there, because I want to see it for myself and see if there's any credibility behind what you're saying. I'm not gonna confirm nor deny, because I've not seen anything myself, so I can't say for sure. I think Binance are gearing up to this Kaspa. We're seeing speculation of their wallets, being this one here in particular, have been building up their allocation of Kaspa quite a bit repeatedly, especially more recently as well. And again, the typical hypothesis that's being made is when exchanges start to build up the allocation of Kaspa or of a project, they're preparing for a big move. Gate at one point had 140 million Kaspa back on the 5th of December. 140 mil Kaspa, and then since then they've repeatedly added more to their holdings. You know, they dumped a lot of it, and they repeatedly dumped a lot, and they just started building up massive, just aped it all back in. So I think Binance Kaspa listing is, inevitable or happen this cycle, definitely. I can't say for sure when, but I would like to hear why that certain content creator or that viewer of the content creator stated there'll be some evidence of a Binance listing happening on the 24th on Christmas Eve. That'd be a great Christmas gift, definitely. I'd love that, but I can't say for sure that'll happen. I have no proof of that. I just know Binance and Kaspa are very closely connected, and also Roy O'Neill, again, the market maker of Kaspa, confirmed that the integration with Binance and Kaspa has already been completed. So, it is in due time. When, we just can't say for sure. If you were smart, you would have quit watching BitBoy 5 years ago. I mean, yeah. I stopped watching him. I keep up with him because, it's funny. Well, not funny. That's not the right word, but I keep up. I didn't listen to his video on Kaspa. I listened to a small portion of it, and then basically saw what everyone else said about it, and I was like, yeah, cool. But I as soon as I heard it, I was like, as soon as I saw any video I see about funding of Kaspa, I listen to the first few minutes of it and see what they're talking about, and if they haven't got anything instructive to, anything intellectual to contribute, I ignore them. A lot of people who FUD Kaspa. Right now, the only FUD I see for Kaspa is its price action, which I agree with. The price action is bad, but if that's your only FUD for why a project's bad, I'm not going to take you seriously, respectfully, of course. BitBoy's arguments were that the price action is bad, but also it was based on the fact they had no partnerships, and it's other based with stuff where it's partially correct, but does also not. If you do any more in-depth research, you realize that Kaspa has all the things it's describing. It has a use case. It has partnerships. It has utility. It's just he was very vague about it, also very seemingly emotionally talking about it. That's at least me with Kaspa. Again, I'm a maxi. I admit that much, so I'm sure I have a bit of a biased viewpoint on Kaspa. But at the same time, the reason why I'm a maxi is because I believe it's going to make some big gains this cycle and cycle to follow. I'm holding it like I would hold Bitcoin for the long term. So anyone who FUDs Kaspa, you're more than welcome to. I don't care if you FUD Kaspa, respectfully, of course. I really don't care. But if you FUD it, I'll listen. But I just hope to hear something intellectual, something, some actual reason for me to be hating Kaspa. Something, that, again, if it's just price action wise, I'm going to be like, okay, cool. We've seen Bitcoin have this sort of price action from a bull run. It came down 80% from its bull cycle. People were funding Bitcoin back then as well. And now look where it's at. I'm not being inherently trying to compare Kaspa to Bitcoin, but my point being is, again, projects sometimes do nothing for ages because they're between 30k and 22k here from March to October. Again, it's not exactly a year, so Kaspa be doing it for longer, but either way, projects just don't move sometimes. If your argument about a project being bad is just purely based on price action and the project's not building anything behind it, then fine, okay, maybe I'll listen, but Kaspa's building a lot behind it. Constantly. So, yeah. The price action argument, I understand, but I don't, listen to. I don't take it as, a reason why, Kaspa's a bad project. If Kaspa was, doing some backdoor things with their technology and not actually building what they're saying they're going to build, then yeah, and I saw some proof of that, then yes, I'd agree. But if I see no proof of it, it's just hearsay, then I'm like, I'm not going to believe you. I'm not going to listen to you. Beams, welcome to stream, my man. Finally caught up to the live stream again, so I can ask another question. Sparkle should come out in August, but the BR should be finished by end of October 2025. Do you think Kaspa can make 30x in 2 months' time? BR. You're not saying BlackRock, are you? BR. Can you clarify what BR is, please, my man? Because I'm trying to think what the abbreviation of BR actually is. Normally, BR means BlackRock. Sparkle should be coming out in August, though. Do you think Kaspa can 30x in 2 months? So 30x right now in 2 months. I'm guessing you're saying 30x from this current position right now. So that would put Kaspa at roughly $6, give or take, or slightly under $6, $5. I think it is possible, but again, it depends on the institutional adoption coming to Kaspa. Because again, institutions run this market. You know, last cycle, and cycle it was retail. Now it's institutions. So it depends where institutional money floods into. If it floods into Bitcoin, you should get Kaspa ETFs, and the developments for Kaspa actually are significant enough to where you see KII and other developers and other institutions jumping on Kaspa very, very quickly. Then potentially you'll see a big rise very, very quickly. You know, Kaspa rose in a span of 1 month from 5 cents to 15. Yes, smaller market cap, but 5 cents, 15 cents. You saw Bitcoin, the largest market cap in the world by a country mile, rise 50%, 68k to 104k in a span of a month. So potentially we see, and that was, you know, over $1 trillion flood into crypto at that point. So again, it's possible, especially when you get the level of institutional adoption coming through when these other wealth hedge funds and managements start getting into crypto. My guess is Kaspa will be 46 cents by August 2025. If that happens, then, you know, that'd be interesting. I'm not saying it's impossible. You know, it really, really does depend. I think if we get some other developments like Binance listing and stuff like that, and, you know, 10 BP, I mean, 10 BP will come through that point. I'm sure Binance will be there by that point as well, and probably other exchange listings. I think we'll see Kaspa go higher than that. I'd like to believe it will do. Again, time will tell. Just saying a 30x from 50 cents, which would then put it at, well, much higher. Yeah, I don't think you'll see a 30x from 50 cents in Kaspa. I mean, I'm trying to even do the math in my head. I'm struggling right now. Get my calculator up quickly. So 30x right now. Supply right now for Kaspa is 25 billion. 1,000, million, billion, and you're trying to say it'll 30x, so it'll be 50 cents. Wait, market cap. I'm actually tweaking right now. I'm trying to think what the price would be. If it's 50 cents, trying to times by 30, it would be $15. Yeah, duh. Wow. That would put it at $375 trillion market cap if I've done my maths correctly, which I don't even know if I have, but I think I have done. So I don't think that is happening that soon. I probably have done that incorrectly. Again, I have probably butchered that. I apologise. I am well over stream as well. Bull run, BR bull run. Apologies, yeah, BR, BlackRock, BR bull run. Okay, so bull run should be ending. I mean, again, when the bull run ends, no one truly knows. No one can truly know, because some say Q1 2025, some say it'll be a double top, some say it'll be November. Again, it really does depend. Time will tell. For me, I'm still holding strong the belief that Kaspa should reach $2 a cycle. It should. In fact, I definitely got that wrong. What am I saying? I definitely got that wrong. What am I talking about? I definitely got that wrong. What? If $2 is 50 billion market cap. Sorry, I'm done myself in now, and I'm actually really frustrated by that. It'd be 50 times 370. Okay, 370 billion, not trillion. Gosh, yeah. Okay, I was about to say that. No way. $370 billion market cap. So can Kaspa reach a $370 billion market cap by the cycle? I'd be a bit against that. I think that's a bit too much. 370 billion, one, not impossible. Right now, that's almost as big as Ethereum. You know, that's a bit much. Unless you see a lot of that money flow from Bitcoin to Kaspa, I don't think that's going to happen in the cycle. In the future, sure. In the cycle, probably not. I think I can't sell any Kaspa because we haven't to wait 12 months before we can sell, and no paying any taxes in Germany. I mean, I think Kaspa is due to have a bigger rise from here. Again, my belief is still $2 as my bare minimum of the cycle. Hopefully it reaches that. Again, if it doesn't, so be it. When Kaspa will rise, again, it's tough to say. But I think Kaspa's due to, again, still blow people's minds in this cycle based on the massive level of institutional adoption that's now starting to come to Kaspa through ETS, potential ETPs, KII, Marathon, and so on and so forth. Dodio as well. And that will be a big driver for Kaspa when the adoption comes through, probably off the back of 10 BPS and smart contracts. But retail will be coming through Kaspa quicker and quicker. We're seeing that happening already through increased hash rate and also increased wallets. And when you get the likes of Binance, which in due time will list Kaspa, I'm sure as well, you'll see the price rise much higher as a result of that as well. Thank you for the stream about Kaspa. I appreciate your focus on my favorite coin. You're welcome, my man. Hope you're having a very good day, my man. I think we all may get a dip if the Bank of Japan does interest rates on the 19th. Potentially. I think we'll likely see Bitcoin and crypto rise off FOMC and then see a correction into the new year. Or like some point early in the new year. And then when Trump gets into office, you'll see it start rallying again. So I did a 138x in December to November last cycle. Because the market is at the fastest blockchain on the planet. Kaspa should do minimum 30-50x. I mean, yeah, again, it's hindsight, right? Based on that information, then yes, but again, keep in mind that back in the last cycle, there weren't as many projects. Right now, there are thousands and thousands of projects now. Kaspa is definitely one of the best ones in the space, but also Solana has the institutional backing. It's going to have ETFs this cycle. Kaspa will as well, but Solana will get them first. Solana's a much bigger token. It's more established, therefore Solana could do that. Kaspa is strong, but it is, being a fair launch proof of work means it's going to be more gradual rise. It's organic. It's not got, money to pump on exchanges. I'm sure, again, I can't say for sure. I can't remember. I think Solana would have had the big exchange listing by that point as well. 30x from now is like $4.50. I mean, yeah, I don't think it's impossible. But I think it's, for me, it's $2 minimum, 4-5 is my hopeful, 7's bullish, and again, all possible, but I think it's asking for a lot. It really just depends. Because again, I make these predictions, if you will, but there's so many factors to take into account. The benefits for Kaspa are coming through, which is good, but it depends on the level of money flooding through Kaspa through institutional adoption. That's what I have to wait for. I can say $25 Kaspa this cycle, while excessive and borderline impossible. In fact, it is impossible this cycle. I'll say that much. It does depend on the level of institutional adoption for Kaspa. It depends on how much money floods through Kaspa. It depends how institutions view Kaspa, which is seeing them very positively. Again, I confirmed, very positive review of Kaspa right now, well received, and what they're building with Kaspa. But the money won't flood in overnight. It'll take years. So we'll see, I'm sure, a spark of life for Kaspa coming to the end of the cycle, and then the big run will probably start in the next cycle. But I think it'll still be a big rise from here, enough to still be at least a 10x. Do we need do anything with the Kaspa community? Not really. Just chill, laugh, learn more, and build a conviction. The community will keep building as time goes on. People understand what Kaspa's about. You'll see the community build more and more. But anyways, that being said, I have well overshot my time. But that being said, thank you all once more for joining and watching. Hopefully you enjoyed today's stream, giving you a bit of insight on why I believe Kaspa could go much higher than people expect. Again, time will tell. We have seen developments happening with institutions are the ones that have drive this market, so that is what we need to wait out for. Are you going to wait for $2 definitely before you consider to sell your Kaspa? No, I'm taking profits. I'll take profit at $1, and I'll take profit at $1.50, and then after that, it's a bit of both. I have my price range to take profit, but also I'm going to base it on the cycle, right? If Kaspa for whatever reason doesn't reach $1 by the first quarter and the market looks extremely overheated, which right now it's okay, but if it looks extremely overheated and reaches the 90s, like high 90s by first quarter and Kaspa reaches $1, I'll probably take a lot out then. In the anticipation for there being a correction, but I won't take it all out in the anticipation that we could see a double top or potentially even another rally, a Kaspa continue the rally, because again, Kaspa has got a lot coming out in the latter half of this cycle that could cause another price rise for it. I'll talk about more about that in due time in the cycle closer to the time, but right now I've got price ranges that I plan to take profit at, but it's more so looking at the market cycle. I've got price ranges, but it's the market cycle is the most important aspect of it. But I do think the market cycle top will be 6 trillion for me is like the bare minimum, but I see we could reach 7, 8, maybe even 10, depending. But I think Kaspa does have a, yeah, I do agree with all this stuff you're saying here about Kaspa being a strong project. It should take up 1% of the market. It does seem that $4 is achievable. I do agree with that. That's why I say $4 for me is on the average. $2 is like bearish, but again, it depends because a lot of the developments for Kaspa, while bullish, they're coming late, and institutions may not be involved in Kaspa by that point. But of course, time will tell. That being said, though, thank you all once more for watching. Enjoy the stream again. Leave a like, share your friends, subscribe for more. And I should be back tomorrow. Tomorrow, I believe, will be the same time as usual, which is 8 PM UTC. Again, check out more information about all this stuff I mentioned in Discord server. Again, link below. I got something that I'm now aiming to be launching in the next couple of days, I believe. Maybe even today, who knows. But yeah, thank you for watching once again. Have a good day, good evening, good night.